Right now on the screen, you will see all of the active duty cases in the drop pool for CS2. These are the cases that are going to be dropping in the highest quantities. They are dropping the most often. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look back to the past couple of times that Valve has released a new case and removed a case from this active duty pool and put it into the rare drop pool to try and see if there's any patterns or anything we can recognize to hopefully try and figure out which of these cases is going to be removed from the active duty pool next, so we can try and make some money and make some profit off of that information or off of our prediction or guess or whatever. So this hopefully should be a pretty valuable, pretty interesting video. But of course, first, just wanted to plug my cash trading business real quick. There you can see a trade that I just recently got done. But if you are looking to sell any of your CS2 items and turn them into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, you should definitely hit me up over on Twitter. We're buying, hopefully, at least a little bit liquid stuff, not anything crazy, super liquid, whatever. But you can see here on my inventory, all of this stuff is stuff that I've cash traded very recently. So like I said, if you need money for IRL stuff or to switch up your inventory or whatever, hit me up. We can probably get a deal done. And by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content. So that'd be awesome as well. With that being said, let's get right into this today. So first, I want to take a look at why it is even important, or why you should even care about trying to figure out which case is going to be removed from that active duty pool. And for this, I wanted to look back to like about 5 months ago in February when this kilowatt case here in the top left was put into the game. And in place of it, we got obviously the snakebite case going into the rare drop pool. You can see here, snakebite case is now in that rare drop pool. And what happened was actually pretty interesting. I do want to pull up this snakebite case here on CSGO stocks real quick, and we can see that over the last 6 months, if we go back to February 6th was the day that this came out. So if we rewind back to February 5th, we will see that obviously since then the snakebite case is down about 6%. But we can see here, if we kind of zoom into this area, that at that time the snakebite case was around 17 cents on February 2nd and spiked up to 27 cents, which is, we can look from the bottom to the top there. That is going to be a 68% gain in just a couple of days when it was removed. Now, obviously since then it has come back down to earth, but that mania, that hype, that excitement right in that moment, got a lot of gains and you were able to make a lot of money. So knowing which case or being able to predict which case is going to be removed allows you to buy low and then potentially sell high when it gets removed and there is some mania. And obviously every time a case gets removed, it's not going to go down in price for the next 6 months. A lot of this has to do with the fact that cases in general have kind of been going down. We haven't really gotten any crazy new content or updates from CS lately. The player base is actually dropping a little bit now in June. So cases overall have not been doing well. If cases were doing better, there is definitely a chance the snakebite case could have continued to go up and grow. So yes, just because this one did go up and then back down doesn't mean that's always going to happen. But also the other interesting thing here is the skins inside the snakebite case. Obviously they're going to be getting dropped less often now. They also have been doing pretty well. We have obviously the trader has gone up about 30% since the snakebite case has gone rare. We have the living in color up about 3%. We have some of the filler skins like the windblown up 17%, the oscillator up 15%, and we have the heavy metal up 6% as well. So not only can you potentially profit from buying the case before it goes in the rare drop pool, you can also buy some of the filler skins that are going to be used in trade ups and stuff over time, because they're going to start getting dropped and opened up a lot less often as well. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So that's why you should care about this. So what we are doing is taking a look at the last couple of times that a new case has come out, because we have some information we can use from CS2 Case Tracker. So if we look back, kilowatt case came out on February 6th of 2024. So if we go to CS2 Case Tracker, the historical data, and we look at January 2024 unboxing rates. Now, I know my head's going to be covering this up a little bit. I'm not sure if there's a way to even get this to show up better. I'm already zoomed out pretty far. This is going to be really tiny, but I'll try to read and explain this stuff to you. We can see here the blue graphs. Those are the rare they're the active duty cases and their unboxing rates, how often they were unboxed. We can see here, this is the fracture, this is the snakebite, dreams and nightmares. This is, I don't know why I can't think right now. This is the, I can't read, the text is a little bit too small. This is a recoil case and the revolution case. I wasn't able to think of what those words said. So, like I said, we have fracture, snakebite, dreams and nightmares, recoil, and revolution. And obviously, we know that the snakebite case was the one removed here. And you can see here that the snakebite was not the oldest, but it was the least unboxed. And again, there is incentive for Valve to remove the least unboxed case from the active duty pool because Valve wants you to open cases. Valve makes money when people buy keys and open cases. So if they are actively dropping a case that people aren't opening and aren't buying keys to open it, that is not necessarily what they want. They want people to open up all the cases that they actively drop them. That would be amazing for them. They'd make $2.50 every time, or however much they make off a key or whatever. But we can see here, based off this, they did not remove the oldest case, which would have been Fracture. They removed the least unboxed case. And they also, in the snakebite case, removed a case with gloves in it and replaced it with the Kilowatt case, we can see here, which had knives in it. Obviously, we know the Kukri knives coming out. And I believe this left just one case with knives it left us two cases with gloves in the active duty pool. This left us with the Recoil case having gloves and the Revolution case having gloves as well. So we went from having the 3 cases with the gloves with the snakebite now to only having 2 cases in the active duty pool with the snakebite. Now, if we look back here, we have the Revolution case, which came out in February of 2023, pretty much a year before the Kilowatt case came out. We can use CS2 case tracker again to rewind this. We're going to make it a little bit bigger because the historical data thing disappeared. We're going to go to January of 2023 and take a look what was going on then. Again, this was right before the next case, the Revolution case, actually came out. I don't know if this has the right information or not. This is going to be Fracture. Okay, so we need to get, this website is breaking with all this zooming in and out. So we're going to update it one more time real quick. This worked fine when I was trying it out earlier. We're going to go to January of 2023, and then here is that info. See if we can zoom out without the web page crashing. We have the information here being that we had the Clutch case, the Fracture case, Snakebite, Dreams and Nightmares, and Recoil. And you can see here, the Clutch case was the oldest case by far. They'd actually removed a ton of cases before the Clutch case and actually left it in. And one reason they left the Clutch case in so long is look at these unboxing numbers. The Clutch case was the second most unboxed case from the active duty pool, even after this long. This thing, for whatever reason, people loved opening it. People continue to open it. But you can see here that the Clutch case was actually removed. So again, now we have 2 price points. We have one time the oldest case, the Clutch case, was removed, and this is when it was the oldest by far. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases in between the Fracture case and the Clutch case. But the least unboxed case was not removed here. The oldest case was actually removed in this instance. So let's try and get one more data point. This is as far back as CS2 case tracker goes. We can go to the Recoil case, which came out July 1st of 2022. So we can look at June of 2022, those unboxing numbers, and again, take one more data point to see if we can figure out anything else of what's going on. June of 2022, here is what we have. And this time, we have the Clutch case, the Prisma 2 case, the Fracture case, the Snakebite case, and the Dreams and Nightmares case. And obviously we know that the Prisma 2 case was the one removed here. And again, it was not the oldest, but the least unboxed case was the one removed here again. So out of the 3 data points that we have twice the least unboxed case being removed and one time the oldest case. And the only time it was the oldest case was when it was by far the oldest case. So we can kind of use that to help us predict of which one is going to get removed next. But I also think there's some outside factors to keep in mind as well, like the fact that the difference between the golds in the cases as well, knives, gloves, stuff like that, everything. So now today, if we fast forward and see what is going on. So in the past month, what do the unboxing numbers for the current cases look like? Here is that data, if it'll actually show up. I can't believe that I've never had this thing crash this much or just disappear this much or whatever. We have the Fracture case, the Dreams and Nightmares, the Recoil, the Revolution, and the Kilowatt case. Right now, with the Recoil case being the least and the Fracture case being the oldest. So, based on the most recent data, it would maybe say, and it wouldn't be too crazy to assume that the Recoil case is going to be the one removed. It's very, very possible. But again, I think the Fracture is also a very, very likely bet because again, the Fracture now has 3 cases in between it and the Dreams and Nightmares. And the Fracture does not have that great of unboxing numbers either. And again, we have to keep in mind that there's only 2 cases with the gloves in the active duty pool right now. Right now, we have the Recoil case with the gloves, and we have the Revolution with the gloves, and then we have knives in the Kilowatt, knives in the Dreams and Nightmares, and knives in the Fracture. So if the Recoil case does get removed and it gets replaced by what is leaked right now or expected to be the Twin Blade in the new case, then we would only have 1 single case with gloves in the active duty pool. And again, that could be really good for glove investors. So if you do think that the recoil is going to be the one removed, you might want to start buying some gloves. Gloves could potentially be a big opportunity, but I think it's much more likely that they're going to keep at least 2 cases with gloves in the active duty pool, and maybe later on when the next case, or if the next case does have gloves, then that would maybe be an opportunity to remove the recoil case or whatever. But again, based off some of the recent data, they tend to go with the least unboxed cases, but there have been instances where they just simply remove the oldest case as well, even if it has very, very strong unboxed numbers. So there's not one consistent theme, there's not one consistent pattern, but from what we know, it's usually going to be 2 strong factors. How long has the case been in the active duty pool? Obviously to keep things fresh and keep things new, but also what are those unboxing rates? So those are the 2 biggest things to keep an eye on, and that really does narrow it down to either the recoil case or the fracture case. So if you're looking to load up on either one of those, whether it be the cases, whether it be the skins inside of them, or the golds or whatever, that would be the way to go. Again, I do think at this point, I'm guessing it's like a 70-30 to the fracture for me, maybe a 60-40 for the fracture for me. I do think they're pretty unlikely to just remain with one single glove case with gloves in it in the active duty pool, and I do think that the next case is going to have the twin blade knife inside of it, so I do not think it's going to be a glove case. So like I said, I am holding on to my fracture cases for right now because I'm going to try and sell them when those prices spike up, but if you went with recoil cases, I don't think that would be the end of the world either, and I also think we're going to have an updated cycle, or like a quicker cycle of new content and new cases and new weapons and stuff in CS2. So I'm sure even if it ends up being the fracture, the recoil, whatever, the other one will be removed before too long anyway. So you can also hopefully take advantage of those price spikes as well. So yeah, this is some of the data and numbers that we've seen over the past to explain why cases get removed from the active duty pool, and hopefully some insight into what could be happening next in the world of CS2. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.